Oh. Mate, that is some good tucker.
Now I gotta ride or die.
Alright guys, what is happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. If you've clicked on this title and you're a regular viewer, you'll know that this isn't a video that I usually do. But I got followers and subscribers from all over the world, guys. And quite a few of them have messaged me over on Instagram and said, hey, I want to see part of Australia, what you love about Australia. So today, what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to attempt to catch a fish, clean it, and cook it here on the beach in Australia. I'm just going to chuck a line out and see what happens. I'm not going to catch anything if I don't have anything in the water, right? Alrighty, so first cast out and we're pretty much on straight away. I'm just letting some line out as I walk back to the shore because there's heaps of jellies about, and I'm on straight away, as you can see. I knew it was going to be a dart because the characteristics of dart are they strike straight away, and it didn't feel too big either, but it did strike pretty hard to start with. So as I reel it in, keep going, and then you can see that, yeah, I was right. It was a dart, and it was a real little one, so wound up chucking it back. Little dart today out here. I'll chuck it back. Way too small. All right, second cast out and we're on straight away again. This one felt heaps big. It literally felt double the size of the first one, and it'll become apparent why in a second. I had to remember that I did actually have two baits on the line, so I had two separate hooks, and then below it had a star sinker, and that's why it felt twice the size, because I actually got two dart at once. And these two were around about 27 or 28 centimeters, and the legal size is 30. So because they are such a skinny fish, technically you kind of need about two at the legal size, minimum 30, to get a decent feed out of these guys anyway. So they went back. Alrighty guys, so that was a bit of fun for you. I did get one fish that I decided to keep, caught heaps of dart as you saw, and I did put those ones on the ground with the ruler. I think they were 27 centimeter dart. They do need to be 30 centimeters to keep dart. When I was a kid, interestingly, there was never a limit, a size limit on keeping dart, but nowadays there is, so you have to kind of throw it back. And to be fair, they're such a skinny little fish anyway, then you really need either tons and tons of them or some really big ones to make a good feed. But we did get a big whiting, which I'm really stoked about, because that's exactly what I wanted today. Look at the size of this badger. I'll just pick him up. Look at this badger. He is a beautiful, stay there a sec mate, beautiful sized whiting. There you are, buddy. So that'll be perfect for two kind of small fillets. I brought two potatoes with me today as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making my way back up north, which is that way, up that way. Behind me, I'm going to start heading my way back up there because I want to go to Double Island, find a space on Double Island and do the cook and everything up there. So I'm going to start heading my way back up there. It's a fair old drive. It's about 40 minutes to an hour north of where I am at the moment. If I see anywhere along the way that I think, oh, I might fish there, well, I'll stop, turn the camera on, and hopefully we'll get some more whiting or a nice big brim, or who knows, a massive hammerhead shark, but I seriously doubt it. All right guys, let's go. All right, so time to clean this whiting. This whiting I think was, if memory serves me correct, was about 35 centimeters, which is a decent size because the legal size is only 23 centimeters. And I am also by no means a professional fish gutting, filleting, cleaning sort of person. I just kind of know from own experiences, trial and error, this is kind of what I do. So just scaling it now, getting rid of any of the scales, and whilst I'm doing this, there is tons of seagulls gathering behind me looking for scraps. As I do that, pick up a little pippy there, use that as bait another day, I'm sure. Keep going, scaling the other side, cleaning it all off. It's pretty much gutted now, and as you can see, it's scaled. So take it back up to the truck, fillet it. I do actually need to get a new filleting knife. The one I do have is pretty blunt, but it kind of does the trick anyway. So get these two little fillets off, and you can see they are fairly skinny fillets, so it would be nice if you had like two, but just try and get as much meat off the whiting as you can, and chuck the scraps to the seagulls, cut the bones out, and we are pretty much good to go. Alrighty guys, here we are, Double Island Point. You notice that I don't have to shout. I'm not battling with the wind and all that kind of stuff because I'm inside of this little cove. So behind me over there, you can see the colored sands of Rainbow Beach, and there's some storm clouds over the top. I'm pretty sure the storm clouds are going the other way though, so that's good. And then on the other side of me there, that's the point of Double Island. So as you can see, like if I walk out here, I have found a spot where I'm completely protected by everything, and there's absolutely minimal wind. So what I'm doing is, I'll just show you. I got everything up and running. The spuds are not yet on the boil. That water is ready for the spuds though. So all I've done is I've just chopped up potato into basically some chips, and then I'm just pre-boiling the potato because I want to cook the potato through, and then I'm going to lightly fry them in some oil along with the fish, the whiting that I caught, with a beer batter. So that's going to be really, really good. Alrighty, so beer batter is super easy. Basically, all you need is flour and beer. You know, you can shove some spices, salt and pepper, you know, herbs, chili, whatever you want in it if you want to do that. I didn't. I just used the flour and beer, and it doesn't have to be alcoholic beer. As I say later in the video, I'm just using a non-alcoholic ginger beer. Tastes the same. You don't actually taste any of the ginger in the fish like you do when you're drinking the ginger beer, but you know, the beer batter is just absolutely beautiful. So you mix it up until it's kind of like a pancake batter, and then you coat your fish in it and then shove the fish in the oil. All right, so that beer batter is perfect. I'm using the ginger beer. Alcoholic or non-alcoholic, it doesn't matter. The Bundaberg ginger beer is non-alcoholic. When you cook with it, it's going to cook all the alcohol out of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. So I'm going to do now is get my fish out. Look at that. Here you have it, guys. Fresh caught fish and beer battered, or fresh caught beer battered fish and chips for lunch on Double Island Point. There we go, guys. Have a go at this beer battered fish. I actually haven't tried any of the fish yet. I've been munching on the chips because I got a phone call. I haven't actually tried any of the fish yet. I'm excited. Whoa. Mate, that is some good tucker. Guys, thanks for watching. Love you all. Please subscribe, hit the bell. You know what to do by now. Take it easy, guys.